Hello, guys, and welcome to the Exiles podcast. This is a podcast we talk all things Newport County. And today I'm obviously, I'm with Owen, but obviously, as you can see, I'm with someone else, Mark Halliwell, Cheltenham sports journalist. Mark, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. So, obviously, first of all, looking forward to the game Newport versus Cheltenham. For Newport side of things, Josh Sheehan suspended. Obviously a big loss for us. From looking at Cheltenham's point of view, any injury news or any suspensions?
Well, Liam Sercombe is the loss really for Cheltenham. He got injured against Colchester just before Christmas, and he's going to be out. He's out for a few weeks. He missed the game on Saturday, and he'll miss the cup tie next Saturday as well. But so that's a big loss. He's been good for us in midfield since he came in from Bristol Rovers. We also didn't have Chris Hussey on Saturday, left wing back, played in every game up to Saturday. Most Cheltenham fans will tell you he's the best left back in League Two. I'm sure other fans have their own opinions, but he's outstanding down that left-hand side. And so if he's not fit as well, so that could be a couple of key losses, which will probably negate the loss of Sheehan for yourselves.
Newport's form has been a bit shaky in the league, and I've seen that Cheltenham's has been no different really, having won in 5 league games. What do you make of that turn of form?
It's been a bit weird because we went to Salford and we should have beaten them. We should have won by 5. It was 0-0. We hit the bar twice. Their goalkeeper had an absolute blinder. We missed a couple of real sitters from what people would think presentable chances. So we should have won that one. Played Bolton at home, tight game, should have been 0-0. Conceded a terrible goal in the 94th minute to lose that one. Went to Colchester, 0-0 again. Should have won that one. So it's been a bit weird, and you can fall on two sides at the moment as a Cheltenham fan. You can either be glass half full, which is 3 points off top place halfway through the season, got a cup tie against Manchester City coming up on Saturday, still in the mix for promotion, or you can be glass half empty. You haven't won for 6 games. The goals have dried up. They're not winning any games. Everybody else around you is picking up points, and so it depends which side you fall on, really. But it's Michael Duff said after Saturday's game that they've lost their edge, and I can see what he means by that. They just got to try and be a little bit more clinical, a little bit more ruthless, and that's what's missing at the moment. That sort of, it's not quite clicking in between the midfield and the final third at the moment.
Yeah, I think we can say similar for Newport, really. Obviously, our recent form, we haven't. Well, I mean, Salford on Saturday, 0-0. But you can look at it both ways, really. I mean, Newport went down to 10 men after about 70 minutes, 60 minutes, and after the game, after the 10 men, I think we opened up a little bit, and it's the same for both sides, really. I mean, we could have pushed on with if we had turned some of those draws and lost into wins, but it depends which way you look at it, really. And from a Cheltenham point of view, obviously at the start of the season, did you expect to be in this sort of position? Obviously in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think last season sort of raised everybody's expectations when they got to the playoffs, because that really wasn't expected. And then everybody sort of thought, the playoffs, the first leg they played really well up at Northampton. The second leg was a disaster. The whole squad basically had a collective off day. Northampton played really well, but Cheltenham didn't turn up for that game. And the worry then was, okay, what's the hangover going to be? And happily, there doesn't seem to have been one too much. But and I think both, looking at it at the moment, I think both teams are helped by the fact that nobody's really putting a run together, and nobody's sort of moving away at the top. You looked at Saturday's results, you thought, okay, a 0-0 draw for Newport, and then, Forest Green have drawn with Port Vale, and everybody else has sort of drawn. Carlisle didn't have a game. So it was, I think several teams have missed chances to sort of take a grip on the league, really. And I think anybody who can put a decent run of form together has got a big chance of of making a move. And I don't know. I mean, turning the tables a bit on you guys. I mean, Newport have lost a few loanees, haven't they? I mean, you know, Scott Twine going back, Brandon Cooper. I know he's got injured now, isn't he, Brandon Cooper? But those two were big players for you, weren't they? And you know, Cheltenham are looking to bring players in. Michael Dove hasn't managed to do so yet. The quote he used today was that they've hit the bar with a few. So you know, he's trying to freshen the squad up a bit. Nothing will happen before tomorrow. Nothing will happen because with the cup tie coming up, I think he's going to wait until that's out of the way.
In the current Cheltenham squad, who's your player that you think can turn things around, particularly against Newport now tomorrow?
Alfie May, maybe he's just coming in, hopefully coming into a bit of form. He scored against Mansfield in the cup, and he scored on Saturday. So hopefully he's sort of, you know, trying to turn it around a bit. There's Finn Azaz in midfield. He sort of plays in the sort of 10 role. He's on loan from West Brom. He's quite, you know, he's quite a skillful player. Just seems to be finding his feet. Found it a bit difficult early on, picked an injury up, and so but hopefully now starting to come into it. And then of course Newport have got to look out for the long throw, haven't they? The Ben Tozer long throw, your old player Ben Tozer, who's you know, they've become a bit of a weapon for us this year. We've got, I think, 6 goals, I think it is, this year from those long throws. So Newport will have to watch out for those.
Yeah, you mentioned Ben Tozer. How's he doing at Cheltenham now?
Last season he was outstanding, absolutely outstanding in the middle of the back three. This season, a bit more up and down. I'd say probably his mistake on Saturday that led to the Bolton goal. Yeah, so just a little bit more difficult for him this year. But last season he was absolutely outstanding. He was, for me, he was Player of the Year by an absolute mile. And it's a funny one because when Michael Duff came into the club, he was on his way out. There was talk about him going out on loan and leaving because he just wasn't performing, wasn't getting into the team. Michael Duff changed the system to the 3-5-2, and since it went to the 3-5-2, he's slotted in the middle there, and he's been, you know, pretty outstanding all the way through. But as I say, this season a couple of iffy performances, but by and large, he's been excellent for us in the last season and a half.
Are there any Newport County players that you'd like to join Ben Tozer in the transfer to Cheltenham over from Newport?
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked. I mean, Paul Gammond is the one, isn't he? I think you think you want somebody like that. He's a regular goal scorer. He's always scored against Cheltenham, and he's had quite a good record against Cheltenham. He got the winner at Rodney Parade the other year, I remember, and he's always a player. And I mean, I know you've got the old man, haven't you, Kevin Ellison? I mean, he's always played well against Cheltenham. We used to go to Morecambe, and he was there, and you think, here we go, Ellison's going to score, and more or less every single season he did. I mean, but he's an outstanding player, he really is, and how he's still. I know he's not had much football, has he?
No.
He got the winner, didn't he, in one game? I seem to remember. But no, he's always been a good player. Ammon probably, yeah. I mean, at the moment we need somebody to put the ball in the net. So yeah,
I think we need that at the moment as well. We haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been out firing recently. I think we need a goal scorer.
You got a lad, because there's a lad, Owen Windsor, isn't there? You signed from West Brom. He's from up this way. He used to play for Cirencester up here. And yeah, he played against us for Grimsby, and he looked quite decent for Grimsby. So
yeah,
maybe he'll come in and do a job for you. He's not bad. He's quite strong, young boy, and he's quite strong. I've always liked Demetrio as well as a player. He's always been a decent player at this level.
Yeah, and then last question. Obviously, you know, we both mentioned the bad form both Cheltenham and Newport have been on recently. So how do you see this game being panned out, and if you had to say, what's your score prediction?
They're always tight, these games. Cheltenham and Newport games are always tight. It's always either seems to be a draw, or there's a 1-goal margin, and first goal's always vital, isn't it? And I think if I fancy us to nick it, but I'm going to say by a goal. So you're looking at 1-0 or 2-1. I'll go 1-0 or 2-1 for Cheltenham, I think, and we'll see how it goes. But I think both teams will be up there. I think both teams will stay up there in the top, 7, and both teams will be in the mix for playoffs and automatic promotion, no doubt.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, Mark. It's been great having you on. Really helped us out, and hopefully we get more of these segments going and see what happens. Thank you, Mark.
Okay, all the best.
Yeah, and you, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.